We have the august presence of the founder and CEO of Escrowffer, Ashwin Chawla. And as we all know that he's an accomplished professional with over 2 decades in real estate transaction advisory, we will have his presence here to share his words with us.
Gentlemen, a big thank you to Realty Plus and Anurag Batra for giving us the opportunity to talk about a very unique problem that we are solving by our new product, which is called Escrowffer. We've heard so many panels today, but I believe there could be one issue which still remains unresolved. Any guesses in property transactions? Any guesses as to what the biggest problem in real estate is? Let me help you with that. Say again, please. Yes, commissions. I think the biggest problem today is of trust deficit. Right? When property transactions take place between parties, the biggest issue is trust. There is no mechanism, which is available in the market that can cover the intent. Now, escrow is a worldwide mechanism being used all around the world for over 170 years. It is used in India as well, but it is not used at the retail level. So by virtue of our lot of research and with the support of these two banks, as we see ICICI Bank and Axis Bank, it is the use of escrow account, which is actually a third-party neutral trust account between parties, where the funds are parked till the time the deal is completed and it is decided which way one needs to go. So the buyer deposits and parks the money in the escrow account till the time the deal completion happens. Now, how we've actually built this entire thing is that if you see the market, whether it is RERA, whether you've seen how the government has moved. So government is trying its best to bring in loads of gazette notifications and laws which protect stakeholders. So if you see the demonetization, you see the Benami Property Act, we read about all these things in and out. It's all a move in the right direction. But what we notice also is that all the stakeholders are covered except the channel partner. There is no mechanism to protect the channel partner commissions, whether it is in the primary market or in the secondary market. So our product allows all the stakeholders, including the buyer, the seller, and the channel partner, to be adequately protected, and we settle the account on the deal completion day. Now, how it works is, so this is how today the escrows are set up by banks. It takes nearly 45 days for the consumer to walk into the bank, discuss the entire opportunity, the transaction with the banking team, understand the agreements, and then 45 days later, you pay a very high fee and you set up an escrow account. And then it's quite opaque. You don't get the visibility to the platform. You don't know how much money it is in the escrow today. There is no digital face to it. But what we have done here is that this is how escrow is done with Escrowffer. So because we are backed by ICICI Bank and Axis Bank as well, we have the digital KYCs verified, park the funds into the escrow account, and obviously move out the funds depending on how the deal is going forward. So if the deal is successful, the money goes forward. If the deal is unsuccessful, then obviously the money goes back to the buyer. But having said that, I was also listening to the panel that went before me. People talked about different numbers, how the markets are going, what should be done, what should not be done. But I believe two things were missing from these conversations which started, this was the second panel discussion. One is the use of escrow account. It is important. It is imperative. It covers all stakeholders. It brings a level of trust and transparency to the sector. It's completely digital. It is available at a flat fee of 5,000, which nobody talks about. So it's a newer concept. We need education. We need people to understand what are the benefits of the escrow so that people can start using and start protecting themselves. Second thing which I believe nobody has talked in the panel is the abolition of, the stamp duty should be completely abolished. It should be abolished. When you have the GST on the property transactions, the stamp duty should completely be abolished. So these were two things, perhaps my two key points, as part of the panel. I'll share it with my friends as well who are part of the panel discussion. But coming to escrow, we are very, very clear that this is the future. It protects the environment. Now, RERA, if you see, the government has made escrow mandatory. So while we were building it up and, I got the chance to be a part of the PM's delegation to Germany. So there we realized that the government direction is bringing transparency and trust to the sector. Real estate, we all know, we must have bought real estate in our times. We may have touched real estate, family, friends, you all own properties or you're a tenant. Real estate is something that you will touch once or twice in your lifetime, definitely. So while I was there as part of the delegation, the government talked about the fact of bringing transparency to a very opaque system. There is no transparency on information. Data arbitrage was so high. Now, if you see, I've nearly completed 25 years in real estate, and when we used to talk, 2 decades back with our customers, they used to say, okay, Ashwin, tell me what is the best, which is the best area, pricing, we depend on you entirely. Now situation is the other way around. Our clients tell us, well, I think this is the location that suits me. These are the prices you should find me a home in. And then, of course, escrow is something that is required. So times are changing. Every time we move into a direction of technology, and especially the event, the logo or the caption of the event is PropTech, which means it's an integration of property and technology, which makes lives easier for all of us. But escrow is something which is very close to our heart. We are very passionate about the fact that it is our humble contribution to the sector to bring in more trust and compliance. So besides the fact that both the parties get verified in the escrow, but also that we provide a pre-approved contract where even if you're not using a channel partner, you're not using a lawyer, you're not using a chartered accountant, all the things are absolutely covered in the contract. You can safely park the money into the escrow via ICICI, Easy Pay, which is a payment gateway. And then, on the instructions of the stakeholders, we move the money through white-labeled bank servers in our office. So the transactions are seamless, they are faster, they are smarter. So as I heard Anuj talking about, how can we make transactions more smarter and more faster, whether it is, land buying or any kind of a PropTech activity, including co-working and other industries. Now, if you see a co-working experience as well, the fact remains that, when you do a joint venture with a land or a property owner, where, for example, QDesk or WeWork is a tenant, you cannot collect the entire consideration into your current account. It will be unfair. Because under a revenue share contract, the collection has to hit a current account, which is an escrow account, and then split between parties, which is exactly missing today. And that is what we, through the help of Realty Plus, we got the opportunity of presenting this opportunity to you all today. And we really encourage, all yourself, your family, friends, to explore us, use our platform, and encourage, property transactions only through an escrow account. Today we stand as over 500 channel partners in the market, but we are expanding rapidly. So the escrow is actually a win-win for the buyer, the seller, the channel partners, all stakeholders. So our tagline is "Na chinta na dar," which is of course a trademarked one. And the core objective of that is that when you use an escrow account, you don't need to worry for anything, neither for your amounts parked in the escrow, nor the title, nor the completion times. Completely flexible. It is absolutely seamless. So I thank, and I'd like to call my two colleagues which have specially flown with me today from Delhi, Dheeraj Dogra and Subramshu Yogi. Would you be kind enough to come on stage, please? And just to let you know that post this presentation, we'll be here if you have any questions on escrow setup or any of the real estate transactions. Very happy to answer any questions. So this is Dheeraj, real estate veteran from the real estate industry. Subramshu Yogi, again a very legendary background. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and would you like to say a few words? Sure. That's just the screen, so you can just go. Oh, the mic. Just go plain, I think, or maybe. Do you have a mic here? Ah, of course.
When it came to the channel partners, so my colleague and my friend Ashwin did mention, but not in that many words, that the channel partner's interest is completely covered through escrow, as in when the deposit which goes into escrow, which is a 10% or a 15-20% deposit, the moment the buyer okays it, the deal goes through, within that deposit itself is embedded the commission which is to be given to the channel partner or the broker. So it is released right then at that moment. He does not have to wait. Right. So that is the biggest part, which a sore point for channel partners, which a lot of us, which we are here, and also, of course, for the buyers, that your money is safe only in the case that you give a signal that, okay, go ahead, release the funds, that we'll release it. Seller also is embedded in the sense that he sees that there's a feasible amount of money sitting in the escrow, so he knows that there is sincerity in the terms of the buyer, and he's serious about it. So all three people, it's a win-win for everyone. And by the way, we are the first ones and the only ones in the country to do that. That's, again, very important.
Absolutely.
And the other thing is, we didn't invent it. Across the globe, that is the way business is done.
Yes.
So we are just saying, listen, this is the best practice. Been there, done that across the globe. We are just saying, come, embrace it now in India. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody, and we are here to answer any questions if you may have. Thank you. Just keep it on the side.